Hello and welcome to our case presentation involving Airbnb and Mixpanel. My name is Tyler Thomason.
I'm Michelle Loving.
Hi, I'm Valerie Garcia.
Hi, I'm Vivian Hamilton.
I'm Kayla Stafford.
Okay, here we go.
Airbnb is a private vacation rental company that provides an online space for property owners to post and rent desirable properties to vacationers and travelers. It was launched in 2008 in San Francisco, California by roommates who were struggling to pay rent. Airbnb was one of the first peer-to-peer services to specialize in housing accommodations. It does not own any of its properties listed on their websites. Instead, it acts as a go-between for hosts who have spaces to rent and travelers wishing to find cheaper and more unique experiences. Property owners, known as hosts, can list their homes, apartments, or unusual spaces by creating a free account on Airbnb. Travelers can search for their ideal location and book the space on Airbnb. The payment is also secured through Airbnb, which takes a percentage from the listed amount. Since its inception, Airbnb has catered to over 60 million guests in 34,000 cities and in almost 200 countries. Travelers can choose from a variety of stays, including traditional bed and breakfasts, castles, or even a decommissioned missile control center. Airbnb has generated over 4.7 million in income and has 150 million users on their website. In August, Airbnb announced its plans to go public.
Airbnb has continued to gain popularity as a replacement option for hotel booking since its launch in 2008. By 2011, Airbnb was in 89 countries and had over 1 million nights booked on the platform. And by 2015, those numbers increased to 190 countries and nearly 40 million nights booked. In recent years, Airbnb has seen nearly 40% year-on-year growth in revenue. Consumers and travelers can't get enough of Airbnb, in large part due to their extensive destination options and their variety of stylistic home choices. However, this exponential growth was no match for Airbnb's existing analytics tool being used by hosts to list their spaces. This problem led to two objectives. With the homegrown analytics tool currently in place within the Airbnb website, the problem was figuring out how to optimize this for mobile users without duplicating work that had already been done. The rise of mobile application and rich content has changed the way site traffic success is judged, which was previously assessed by page views only. Airbnb's goal was to come up with a plan and an analytics tool to optimize their host setup process, as their current process would not be sustainable when up against the company's continuous popularity and growth. In doing so, they wanted to be sure not to duplicate efforts when designing a mobile analytics tool, as they already had one built into their website, and they knew the heavy lift it would take to develop. But before we go into that, let's look at the benefits of going mobile. Staying ahead of the game should be a company's way of life, and this is only done by adapting to change. Large businesses have shifted to using mobile apps as a means of communication for a host of beneficial reasons. The first one being, mobile apps can help businesses manage their internal operations more efficiently. When you think about it, a business is only as good as the system it has created for its operation. We're always looking to make our everyday tasks easier and more efficient, and if customers are happy, sales tend to be happy too. The more interested and pleased people become with a product and business, the more the consumer demand will increase. Employees are able to stay in continuous communication with wireless networks and mobile platforms, improving the efficiency of the organization. Second is the customizable user interface. Mobile apps give the sellers an opportunity to customize their user experience based on their customer search history and preferences over the app. Thirdly is the idea of easy access. I mean, do we even use browsers to log into accounts anymore or to buy product? Those days are becoming a thing of the past. Customers want a user interface that is convenient, quick and easy to access. Mobile apps offer ease to customers by being readily available to them with one touch. Next is the concept of easy payment making. In countries where credit card networks are highly developed, like the United States, there has been a high adoption rate of mobile wallet growth. With the launch of digital wallets like Apple Pay or PayPal, payments over the apps have become quite user-friendly. Mobile wallets eliminate the hassle of logging in and out of bank accounts, which saves time in the long run. Fifth is increased security. With credit card fraud on the rise in the United States over the last decade, credit card users have started using their cards less and less and have turned to digital payments. This has made individuals more vulnerable to hacking and phishing. Mobile payment apps enable the customers to surpass the needs of quoting their financial details again and again by providing an easy in-app pay option by incorporating digital wallets into their platforms. Using apps combined with digital wallets helps to keep the customer's financial information safe and secured. Lastly, mobile apps allow for efficient two-way feedback. Since it is easier for customers to provide feedback over the apps, businesses stand to gain a lot in terms of increased user visits by incorporating those feedbacks and improving customer satisfaction. Mobile phone users of today prefer apps over everything else because of their sheer convenience. Therefore, it makes sense for businesses to invest in the areas that provide the most satisfaction to their customers. So as you can see, there are many benefits for Airbnb to go mobile. So now let's hear from Tyler to talk about the details of this project.
The details of the project include how Airbnb has been able to capitalize on Mixpanel's efforts to collect analytics, monitor user behavior, and offer customizable user experiences. The details of the project begin with Airbnb enlisting the help of Mixpanel. Mixpanel focused on event tracking and funnel analysis to gain insights into the behaviors of users on Airbnb and where the users were spending their time on the platform. Event tracking and funnel analysis resulted in curated and desired measurements, as well as an optimized listing process for Airbnb users who were looking to make some money as a host. Mixpanel's strategy also allowed Airbnb to upgrade its host listing process with an upgraded and improved app. The new app experience was launched in a way that felt custom to each user based on their browsing behaviors and usage on the app. An independent tech blogger named Neil C. Hughes picked up on Mixpanel's success with Airbnb and wrote about the strategy and project details. The blog article highlights how Mixpanel, which was a startup at the time of its partnership with Airbnb, designed a custom strategy for a platform and app like Airbnb. The blog article explains how tracking the analytics of Airbnb users, quote, mathematically creates an overview of how people are using apps to understand their products better than the competition. Mixpanel runs its own blog as well, and in this October 2020 article, the company blogged about the magic behind Airbnb's optimization. The article features insight from Alok Gupta, who is the Director of Data Science at Airbnb. Mixpanel's blogger Jordan Carr writes that there are three core pieces of data science work: analytics, measurement, and optimization. Alok Gupta explains how measurement and analytics remains a high priority. Gupta says, quote, measurement is about accurately observing the metric that the analysts care about and knowing what moves it. This encapsulates how Mixpanel has been able to identify solutions for Airbnb and optimize measurements, resulting in better and more efficient data on users within the Airbnb platform. Finally, here's an example of how Airbnb uses the data gathered from Mixpanel's strategy. For example, say a user is browsing a place to stay on Airbnb, then pauses and leaves the platform, or a user starts the process of listing a place, then pauses and leaves the platform. Well, Mixpanel's tools have already gathered data from those users. That data is then used to target the users in a timely and relevant way. Examples are shown here where a follow-up email is sent to that user who browsed a place like Charleston, West Virginia, and a follow-up email is also sent to that user who did not finish a listing. These are examples of using data and analytics in a targeted, relevant way to keep users coming back.
Okay, so as Tyler said before, Airbnb uses Mixpanel for their analytics, and Mixpanel allows companies to better understand consumer behavior, find data trends, and better understand these trends. Mixpanel has a wide range of different data sets you can use, including business to business, e-commerce, finance, media, social, and other. But for the purpose of this class, we're going to just take a deeper look into the social analytics side of Mixpanel. So social analytics with Mixpanel allows Airbnb and other companies to track sign up to activated customer conversion, sharing media retention, post with media, followers, average and median, and their share conversion rate. It also allows companies to track media sharing by type of media, top countries for audio sharing, regional variations in audio sharing, engagement with their post, and time spent by platform, and many more.
Airbnb optimized their first-time listing and booking processes for both hosts and renters based on the data from Mixpanel Analytics. They used Mixpanel's event tracking and funnel analysis tools to measure where their customers spent the most time within the app, their most frequent actions, and the percentage of people who passively browse versus actively managed a booking. And Tyler covered a little bit of that as well. Mixpanel's funnel analysis feature was particularly important to Airbnb's mobile app updates. Mixpanel defines a funnel as a well-defined flow in your website, the checkout process, registration, lead generation, anything where a user could take a series of actions before reaching some sort of goal. For example, in the case of Airbnb, a funnel might be that the user lands on the homepage, searches for rentals in a certain city, refines that search by dates, adds their guests, browses the listings and finds one where they can book a stay, and then they make their payment. Mixpanel says that a funnel analysis is a true analytics tool that delves deep into user behavior and can tell you how well your website or app is performing. So for Airbnb, they used funnel analysis extensively to understand where they were losing first-time hosts and revamped the listing process. In a 2014 Tech Talk hosted at Airbnb, senior software engineer Jimmy Tang and product lead of growth, Gustav Alstromer, discussed changes made in their desktop and mobile referral funnels. In an updated app interface, Airbnb included a clear message about monetary rewards for both hosts and referred hosts, large call to action buttons for referring friends through email, and large links to social media apps. Tang reported that they found that many referred users broke the flow of the sign-up process, which disrupted their funnel. He explains that a user would get the email from a friend, click the referral link, go to the App Store to download the app, create an account, then they would have to leave the app they just downloaded to search for referral information, and then come back and list their property. Airbnb saw this was a weakness because they were potentially losing customers who had to leave the app. According to Mixpanel, the most common reason businesses use funnels is to figure out their conversion rate, the total number of users who will be entering at the top of the funnel, compared to a smaller number of converted users who complete all the steps at the bottom of the funnel. Funnel analysis can also tell you where you lose customers along the way and what's preventing them from converting. With the broken funnel, Airbnb was losing their users in the middle of their flow where they had to leave the app. Using advanced coding and programming, Tang's team at Airbnb standardized this flow to simplify how users were referred from friends and how those friends were credited for referrals. Tang explained that the improved referral process carried data from the referring host's email through the process where the new host downloads the app and the data is auto-filled upon sign-up. That meant the new user didn't have to leave the app to hunt down a referral code, and Airbnb was able to retain more people within the app without breaking the sign-up process. After using Mixpanel to optimize their funnels, Airbnb's mobile app updates gave them a 400% increase in conversion rate. The mobile app today now displays evident features for what actions they want users to take, like prominent call to action buttons and strategic placement of items in a page, like the search bar being listed at the top. They've clearly used analytics from Mixpanel to optimize the booking and hosting process, which enhanced and simplified the funnel and retained more users.
And that concludes our presentation of Airbnb and Mixpanel. We would love to hear feedback, any questions, in the discussion group and we will chime in there. Thank you for checking out our case presentation.